What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the TB Toycast YouTube channel, as today we are unboxing the DC Multiverse McFarlane Toys Green Arrow. Not your traditional Green Arrow, or more like a classic Green Arrow, I guess, but it definitely one from the more modern era. As you can see, Injustice 2, it's a little bit of a dusty box because I've had this one for a minute, and I'm just now getting around to unboxing it. These are not the easiest figures to unbox, as most people know, with all the twist ties and everything else. So that is a big reason why I haven't. But I'm looking forward to getting it unboxed today for the channel. As you can see, this one is a little bit already giving me trouble. Sticker residue. I want to take that off. Who puts a price tag right over the figure's face? Like, what are we doing? Like, come on, guys. Like, just not... look. Why would you put it there? Like, I get it, you have to put your price tag somewhere, but right here would be like a perfect spot. Right on top, it's not in the way, people can still see the figure. What are you going to do? First world problems, right? But, of course, the DC Multiverse line is definitely one of the more popular lines, I would say, in action figure collectors for most of them today, as it has continually improved. And I believe McFarlane got the license in, 2020, 2019, 2020, somewhere in there, right around the time of COVID, I believe. And initially, a lot of people not real fond of it. I don't remember a lot of people enjoying that they were more of a 7-inch scale as opposed to like a 6-inch scale. They didn't really pair perfectly with Marvel Legends, which DC did up until that point with the Mattel line, because Mattel actually had the license before this. But as time went on, people, I think, really got on board, and now it's one of the most sought-after lines, at least in my opinion. It's definitely been popular, so it'll be interesting to see what the future holds for the line, because I'm sure DC's been very happy with the success McFarlane's given. Of course, we got the trading card, the stand, we got the quiver, we got the bow and arrow, classic Green Arrow, got the goatee, so it's definitely Green Arrow. You can definitely tell who it is. Of course, on the back, the artwork, which is really not even artwork, it's just picture of him. What do you guys think about that? I miss the roster. A lot of the newer toy lines are getting rid of the roster. I don't like that. I like to know other figures in the line, and I realize that a lot of action figures are doing away with. I'm sorry, I was just getting a phone call there. A lot of action figures are doing away with rosters and such, but to me, it's nice to know what's out there. It's nice to know what other figures are going to be coming in the line, or might be in the line, or this or that, or what have you. I understand you can't put it all out there, but maybe something. This is just another picture of the figure. I'm like, that doesn't do a lot for me personally. But what are your thoughts? Comment down below. Let me know what you think. It's just one of those things where I would love to see a little bit more of the DC Multiverse, right? Maybe even the Injustice 2 figures that they put out, something like that. Something to make it feel a little bit different, as opposed to just a picture of the actual figure you're getting. Maybe probably the prototype. I don't know. I feel like you could dress this up, make it a little nicer, make it a little bit more appealing, make it like, oh, what's on the back? I got to see, because that was, to me as a kid, that was always my favorite thing of going to the store to see new figures. What else was coming out? Like if I found a new, say, WWF Hasbro. Well, who else are they making? I got to know. And that was when you turned back. Oh my gosh, they have Sid Justice coming. Oh my gosh, the Warlord's coming. Oh my gosh, they're making Skinner. All that was always huge news. And so definitely something I do miss with the current day line. But no, this is a good figure. It's one of those things that, and McFarlane's good about this, where they don't always give us the figure we want the most, just like one that makes sense at the time. And they've since put out a digital Green Arrow that's more your traditional one, that I would much rather have. And I thought about trading this in and getting that, but I'm like, you know what, I'm already pretty deep into it. My gosh, that's dusty. Dusty figure. And we're going to open it up. That's alright, because it is sealed. Get rid of that. We got the trading card in the stand. Pretty traditional for McFarlane. Getting rid of the box. I do enjoy the trading cards. They are fun. It is. I like that they've kept it going, because I know Mattel back in the day, they included a stand and a nameplate for all their figures. Oh my goodness. I'm an amateur at this. And after, I don't know, maybe a year or so, they got rid of that. And I always was like, man, that was such a cool thing. And I get it. It's cost effective to probably not include it, but still cool. Green Arrow. Just like the back of the packaging, so nothing too crazy there. But we can read the bio card here. Green Arrow, Justice 2, data file. Oliver Queen. It's been a hard-traveled road of the Emerald Archer, as this Earth's Oliver Queen gave his life in the fight against the regime. Now, as an alternate Earth's Ollie steps in to honor that sacrifice, he will join his wife Black Canary in Batman's crusade to set things right. Interesting. If you guys read the Injustice comics, very good. I actually, a good friend of mine, Big_Bane, was reading them, and he's not a big comic reader, but he started buying them digitally, and he was like, man, they are really good. And, I think a lot of comics and stuff these days are a lot better than probably what we remember. But I remember reading the first few, got the bow there, graphic novels and being like, wow, this is excellent. Like, this is an excellent read. And got the figure out. I was like I said, I was really shocked at how good it was. Pretty good articulation there. We're going to move him around a little bit. A little stiff, but that's all right. Looks like, I like the detail. One thing McFarlane does is they add that detail into all the different things. I dig it. Very, very cool. Really cool figure. I'm actually glad I kept this because I do enjoy it a lot. It's very cool looking. But that book, I started reading, and they did like Injustice, like Volume 1 and 2, and then I think they did Year 2, Volume 1 and 2, and things like that. And it was great. It was a great comic. It was a great read. And it's one of those things, we're going to put this on him. I don't know if I like the flesh tone in the back there, but it's all right. Going to put his arrows in the quiver. That's always been a weird name for something you store your arrows in, but that's all right. Open his hand up and hold the bow. Maybe. Let's see if he stands up good. Oh, yeah. Looking good. But back to the Injustice comic. It was a really good read. I really enjoyed it. And it's one of those things with comics, whether digital or anything, you have to really take time and want to do that. And that's one thing I've noticed with almost any hobby that I get into, that it can absolutely take so many aspects of your life and make it difficult. And I'll be honest, a big reason I like collecting McFarlane is that they're, for the most part, fairly easy to find. You have your occasional difficult ones, but everything that I've wanted pretty much I've been able to find. A good friend, Kyle Peterson, has been recently looking for Geoforce, which I did pick up the regular the other day and didn't see any more, and I heard him on one of his YouTube shows say that he was still looking for it, so I hit him up. Hey, I've seen a couple, I'll let you know, and found one about a week later, but he had already had someone sending it to him, so, which is good, he was able to get it, but that happens very seldom with McFarlane, which is definitely a good thing, because it is not easy sometimes to get the collectibles that you always want, as we do know. But no, this Green Arrow is a great figure. I love the detail. I love the look on it. Kind of a modernized version of what we would consider. And I think if you're not a video game guy, this still works. This still looks cool. And I dig it. I think it's a really cool Green Arrow. And it kind of, like I said, it totally represents kind of how I would picture him today. It's cool to have the classic looks, like with the Joker, the Penguin, but you also want some of those modern looks too. And your mileage may vary with how you collect, but I think that's what makes it a multiverse, right? A Marvel Legend, a Star Wars Black. It can be kind of almost anything rolled into one. Even Mattel Elite, right? They have one wave with Tony D'Angelo from NXT and the Sandman, a legend from ECW. Not many people would probably need both of those, but I think it's really cool that they were offered in the same wave, no less. So very, very cool stuff. I love this Green Arrow figure. It's awesome. I plan to unbox more DC Multiverse as time goes, because they're a fun line to unbox. I've unboxed, as of this recording, Eradicator. That was my first one from DC Multiverse and McFarlane. I've also unboxed Godspeed, and I unboxed Santa Batman on Christmas Day. That was a fun one. And so now Green Arrow. So we got 4 of them. Got more to come. Got a ton of DC Multiverse to unbox, and we'll be getting to those hopefully sooner rather than later. But yeah, this is an absolute fantastic figure. You guys collect DC Multiverse? Are you into them? Do you just like the reviews? How do you guys feel about collecting in general? Throw it in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, whether this is a line you enjoy, you don't enjoy, but you do enjoy the videos. Maybe you like the figures, but you're not a DC guy. I've heard that before. Maybe you like them, would like to collect them, but financially it's hard to get to everything, because I understand that as well, because there's a lot of stuff coming at us these days. A lot of stuff, and it's hard to get to it all. But this Green Arrow was great, and will be a fun addition to the collection. I may get that digital one as well, because it is kind of nice to have a classic version. And I've kind of told myself there's certain characters I don't need multiples of. Right, this was kind of one of those. But like I have several Jokers, right? Several Jokers. I'll throw those pictures in right here. But it's cool to have some doubles of certain guys, especially if the look makes sense. That new digital Joker's great. I have hanging on my wall here. I haven't unboxed it yet. The Joker from the New 52 when he cut his face off. What a story arc that was. I remember reading that. I was living in Florida at the time. I was like, what? Like, because I do go in and out of comics where I read and then I stop and then I get back into them, and it's hard to keep up with. I was saying that about hobbies, right? Like I get into the YouTube channel, it's hard to update the Instagram like I used to. You probably have noticed that, and it's like I love podcasting and I love the YouTube and doing all this stuff. It's hard to do everything. And I think it's the same with comics, with wrestling, with figure collecting. It's hard to encompass everything because we only have so many hours in the day. But I do enjoy these YouTube unboxing. Hopefully you guys do as well. They've been a lot of fun to record, and I got plenty more to do. I'm going to try to record 3 just today. So trying to stay ahead of it and keeping it going, so because it's been a lot of fun. And more DC Multiverse to come. But make sure to check out the TB Toycast podcast as well. And we have over 170 episodes now and counting. So lots of great episodes. We've also covered DC Superheroes. That's the gold cards from Toy Biz. We covered those way back in the day. So check that episode out wherever you get your podcast. And make sure to rate, review, subscribe, all that good stuff on the podcast. And, of course, here on the channel as well. But that's it. That's Green Arrow. That's all I can say about it. Cool figure. Happy to have it in the collection. And this is one I will say, unboxed looks a lot better loose than it did in the box. Sometimes I think that's the key. I know a lot of people they want to keep their figures mint in box or mint on card, which I totally understand, but I also think there's something special about opening these guys up and kind of taking a look at them. Like, I mean, the detail on this thing, it's awesome. It is a really good figure. I love the stands, of course. A nice touch, all the detail. And you know, like, to me, like, the boots, they could have just put on typical boots, but they did something unique and different. The gloves, of course, the armbands, the shoulder guards. Great stuff. Awesome figure. Happy to have it in the collection. Thank you guys for checking out this YouTube channel, the TB Toycast YouTube channel. That's Green Arrow, and we will see you in the toy aisle.
Yeah. One more time. It ain't over till I say it's over. So lock the cage up, cause this is a takeover. The wait's over. If this the final time we meet, then you'll be on your back on my feet. Then I'll tip the cage over as a hangover. I'm super fly so I can splash off the top. And I can shut down the shot. Baby Savage, I'm the